Guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to do something completely different than last time. No more modeling or whatever, but we're going to start rigging. In this case the main character itself, not the armor yet, just the main character. Rigging is just the process of adding joints to your character and adding controls to it so you can start animating the character itself, make him dance or whatever you want to do with it. It's a bit of a technical process, so hence I'm doing a video about it. But it's really fun, it's really interesting, and this is the part where you make your character come to life, which itself is rather satisfying. But again, it's a little bit technical. It's really technical. But I will just I will guide you through it. You'll make it. Today we're going to make up the basic skeleton, so we can set up all the joints and the fingers, etc., etc., etc. And if we have time left, I will start doing the inverse foot roll and the solid knee technique. The solid knee is not that well known, but it's really helpful, and the inverse foot roll is just a basic skill of any rigger. It's a bit difficult to set up, but once you know it, it's quite not that difficult anymore. It's just a trick that you can learn, that I will teach you. Before we even get started, I'm going to add a different layer up here in my channel box editor. I'm going to call it rig or setup or whatever. I'm just going to call it rig, and I'm not going to make it white, so I know that this one is special. Second, I'm going to hit X-ray so we can actually look through our character. It's really helpful to see where the joints are in the body. And once I've done that, I'm going to freeze my layer. Right now I can still select it. I don't want to do that because you can accidentally select it. It's really annoying, so I'm going to click here, turn to R so it's freeze. So now I can't select it anymore. Then next up, I'm going to go to my rigging tab, and here you find a bunch of new icons that I added. Completely different than previous versions in Maya, but they're still the same, just different icon, flashy icon, right? When you start rigging, it's pretty important that you do it from the correct viewport. Depending on the shape / curve of that joint chain. For example, the spine should be done from a right or left viewport, same as for the legs. Or pretty much everything needs to be done from a certain viewport. So one trick is that you always start off with the pelvis right here, and then work all the way up to the head, all the way up there. And after that you start doing the legs and the arms and fingers, etc. But I tend to start at the pelvis because that will be our root of our skeleton and entire rig. So if you move this part over here, the entire body will follow it, and you actually create something that looks rather like a real human being, which is the whole point, right? So I'm going to my right viewport, or left one, doesn't really matter at all, to be honest, but in this case I just prefer right. I don't know why, but then I'm going to go here and create joints. So I'm going to start at my pelvis around here-ish, in the middle of the butt pretty much. Then I'm going to start making joints. Keep in mind that you do not add too many, because that will just give you much more work when you start scanning the actual character itself. So don't overdo it, but also don't underdo it. Add a sufficient amount of it, so like 6, 7 or 8 joints in the spine are plenty. So in this case I'm going to create like 7 or 8, I don't know yet, so I'm going to click one here. And then I start following the actual curve of the back itself, and then I'm going to click here and then come to the neck, which is there. So 8 joints for the spine. That's fine, it's fine. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, and then I'm going to go to the start of the head, the base of the head, which will be around here-ish, and then up right there. Actually, I'm going to move this one a little bit further. When you hold D, you can actually change the entire joint. So I'm going to hold D right now. Oh, should not do that. And then move a little bit further to the left, so it actually starts at the jawline like this. If you don't hold D, the joints will actually start stretching out. That's a little bit annoying, so in this case I'm just gonna hold D. It's a little bit, well, I'm not gonna say it's better, but it's just a little bit easier, right? Let's see if it actually is in the right. Nope, it's not yet. So I'm gonna add it, so select objects. There it is, much better. I think you can actually make layers current, probably this one. Yep, I think that's it. Okay. As you see, the objects in layer also take the color of your layer itself. So if you turn it to pink purple is also purple. In this case I'm going to turn it white again because it's really really noticeable. So second one is really important, and I cannot stress this enough, is you actually name every single joint ever. You will thank me later for it, but it's actually really crucial, so please do name everything. First I'm going to check that everything's aligned properly. It is in the middle. Yep. Yep. This one looks really weird though. See here, this one is now twisted, this entire joint. So I kind of want to do this one again, so I'm going to delete it. Like here. And I'm going to select a tool then and click on this one first. There you go, and then there, and then up. Fixed. Let's see it. See, now they are all aligned properly. They all look the same. Okay, so let's name stuff. This will be spine underscore 1. I'm gonna copy paste everything. When you use the up and arrow keys, you can actually start selecting different joints in your chain. So this is spine 1. I'm gonna hit arrow down. Spine 2. Arrow down. Oh. Etc. You just keep on naming everything. It's a bit tedious, but when you start skinning your character, you'll get a nice list of all the joints in your character, and if you have named them all joint 1 to like 88, you'll never find the correct one, which is really annoying. So I think we're now getting to the actual neck, so I'm going to call this neck. And this one would be the head. And this one will be the last one here. Oh, this is actually the wrong. This should be the neck. This should be the neck. Neck. And this is the head. And this is just a head joint. So I'm going to call it head nub. Like this. Easy. The way it is right now, this entire well, skeleton is now an FK system, which means forward kinetic, which means that you can only, well, pretty much only rotate it like this. If you start moving it, you'll see that everything starts, well, either stretching like crazy, like this. That's not supposed to happen in real life, so FK just means that you can rotate stuff. Keep that in mind. What we will make in like an hour, or this video or next video, will be an IK system. Both RP, which means rotate plane solver, or CS or SC, I think, single chain. I'll show you both for a couple of tricks. Okay, so let's move on. I'm gonna move on to the actual legs itself. The first thing I want to do is I want to create one here ish. So the legs actually start here, like halfway through there. I'm gonna go to my right view again. Why did this view? Well, because the leg is bent. It goes like this, and you can't actually do it from the front. So in this case, I'm gonna go to the right again, and actually gonna create a bend straight away. So halfway through there ish, and then to the kneecap right there, and then all the way down to the ankle, foot, and toes. This one is a little bit further to the right, actually, like this. Okay, grab it, move it to the right, add it to your layer, and then you keep on going. So in this case, I'm just gonna rotate everything, see if it lines properly. Yeah, it's quite well. And foot a little bit this way. Actually, this is quite well. Make sure that the knee is right around here. Don't add it in the middle, because your kneecap is around there-ish, in that region. So make sure that your joint is also there. Base it on the actual pivot points of the skeleton, and not whatever looks good. So base it on the skeletal system of the human body, in this case around here-ish. Perfect. So next up would be the clavicle, the bone here. This is a little bit more interesting because it starts here-ish, right? And then it goes all the way down there, roughly. And then you actually start doing the entire arm. But it's a bit tricky. The shoulder starts here, roughly around there, maybe a little bit like here, but the clavicle is still there, so you need to figure out a way how to do it. You can cheat like hell if you want to. You can just create this one here and just like pop, and then add a secondary joint from here. That works fine. So it depends a little bit on what you want to do. When you look at the actual body of a oh, let me find it for you. I have this beautiful image set up somewhere. Yep, there you go. Source images. Oh, hey. I had a beautiful image there. Oh, there it is. Oh, Enter Explorer. Wait for it. There it is. You can see here. Let me make it a little bit bigger. It starts here, right? While the clavicle ends right there. So you need to bridge this gap or just fake it. Both are perfectly fine. But in this case, this one is actually used. The clavicle joint that you also make in Maya, it's used for like a shrug or breathing. So you kind of need it. So in this case, we're just gonna cheat. I'm gonna make it here. This one will go from here to there. And then the arm will just start here, a little bit lower than this. So first let's do this one. From the right view again, let's grab it. It starts here, all the way here, and then goes all the way towards the back. In this case, I don't mind if it's stretched out a little bit than we would like to, but in this case, this is fine. So I'm gonna add it again to the layer. Turns white. There you go. And now I'm just gonna make a block out of the joint. So in this case, I'm gonna start it here. You can see it here, start well here-ish. So I'm gonna grab it here. Of course, actually, I should do it from the correct view. In this case, the right view, because the legs also has a the arm also has a small bend in it. So I'm gonna start here, roughly in the middle. Then I move on to the the elbow. It's like here, and then towards the middle of the hand, which will be there. Add it to the layer and move it to the right. Again, I'm just gonna rotate it, and then we're gonna check to see everything still aligns up properly. Probably not. This one does fine actually. I think it's kind of a little bit lower. A little bit lower, like this. Let's check out this one here. This needs to go a little bit further, like here. Yep. This will work fine. Okay. Nice. So basic. So now we're gonna do the fingers. For the fingers, we start at this point over here for a couple of reasons. A, so everything's parented together, and also for the tendons. So it's a bit of a, well, it actually helps you. So I'm gonna hide this entire chain here. I'm gonna hide it by Ctrl H. I'm gonna go to my right view, and then I'm gonna grab it here. First thing, I'm gonna click on this one, so it turns green, and then I'm gonna start making the fingers. If like, okay, this is really big, it is. So I'm gonna go to my rigging tab, then skeleton, create joints. It actually says here the radius. I'm gonna lower it like 0.2. Same for this one. Actually, I'm gonna select it, radius. See, now you can shrink it down like 0.2. Same here. Point 0.2. Might as well do this one as well, right? So 0.2 as well. This is still weird, I know, but it's fine for now. So I'm gonna grab again click on this one, then go to ring finger and add G, so we repeat the last action. Again, one more time, this, and one more time last time. I think it's here-ish, there. This looks like a hand, but you can see it's not aligned properly at all, so we need to rotate everything. This one mostly. I think get it to work would be nice. This is the downside of doing none of this, so as you can see. So we need to start moving stuff, so I'm gonna grab this one and move it. And try to get it in the center. It's a bit tricky, but it's doable. This one should be a little bit more, I guess, and then a little bit more like that. Of course, this is just the first setup, so we're not gonna finalize it yet or anything. We're just gonna set it up, so you have a basic idea on how to start. This one a little bit to the right, this one to the right, and this one as well. I'm just looking at these parts over here. You can see here that there's an extra dent in there, so I'm gonna align these with that area roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect, but roughly. Like this. This one should be a little more to the left. To the right. And to the right. Okay. Next one. This one. Looks okay. This one looks okay, a little bit more. This one, oh. This part here, a little bit lower maybe, and done. It's just eyeballing it pretty much. We're just looking at, okay, what looks good. This one. It's a bit annoying, but yeah, it's a bit tedious, I should say. It's not annoying, it's just tedious. And there you go. Luckily we only have to do one side. There you go. Let's go to our outliner, and then we're gonna get on the fun stuff, naming every single joint. So I'm gonna grab this and Shift H it, this one as well. Shift H. I have no idea, these are all the armors. Yeah. So let's name stuff. So this is the upper leg. In this case I'm going to use upper leg. Lower leg. This is technically the ankle. I'm just going to call it foot. And toe. Last one. This one here. I'm gonna call it toe knob. There you go. Clavicle. Yeah. Upper arm. This is the hand, entire hand. And then we get to the fun part. This is our thumb 1. Thumb from 2. Last one. Thumb. I'll do it again. 3. There you go. Pointy finger. Does it have a name? I don't think so. Point finger. I just 1. Copy this. 2. This one is the knob. I'm just gonna call 4. Okay. Middle finger. Again, I'm using the button arrow down to actually go through my hierarchy. Ring finger 1. So when I hit now arrow down, I just moved to this one. It's a bit faster than clicking everything manually. And 4. This would be our pinky. Pinky 2, pinky 3, and finally pinky 4. Now what we'll do later on is we're just gonna copy this one. You can actually copy it here. You should be able to copy it here. Oh, mirror joins, there it is. And then you can just copy it to the other side. You can even mirror it entirely, I think. Mirror, there it is. I don't know, XC probably? Nope. There it is, see? But since we're gonna do some funky stuff with it later on, I'm not gonna do it just yet. Although we probably can do the clavicle though, if you want to, but I'm not gonna do it. First, we're gonna do some really interesting stuff with, especially the leg, for example. So I'm gonna hit save, make backups if you haven't yet. Oh, I could actually add the one more joint here, one more here. I'm gonna do it as well. It's jaws. I'm gonna click here and then there. This will be the jaw. There you go. Of course, you can add more here as well. You can add a joint to, well, breathe, for example. But first thing I want to do is just set up the basic stuff that I need. Later on, we'll add some muscle joints here to actually fake the muscle movement, especially here at the pectoralis major. And this one here, the latissimus dorsi. We kind of need an extra joint there to keep the volume. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it. So let's focus on this part over here, on this leg. So I'm gonna hit Shift I for a second. So we just hit the leg. Next up, what we're gonna do is add IK and CS, well, IK solvers to pretty much everything, right? So this part here, it says create IK handle. When you click on it, you can go from in this case the foot itself to the upper leg, and then you should see this part over here. And then when you move it, you actually get this really cool movement, right? You get this pretty much. When you go to the edit editor, you have to make sure that in this case if it's the leg or arms, that it's set to the IKRP solver or the rotate plane solver. Make sure, I cannot stress this enough. This goes wrong all the time. So if it's a leg or an arm, use the RP solver or rotate plane solver. It should say here in the edit editor that it's IKRP solver. Make sure. Now next up, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to create a single chain solver. You can see here from the port here to this one. So we get a C solver, and I'm going to do another one from here to there. This is for the setup for the inverse footroll. You need this for that part. So also name your IK handles. So that would be leg IK, or this is actually the foot IK. You want to get technical, so foot IK, or you can use IK foot. One of those two, but make sure that you are consistent. So I'm going to just call it IK foot. Although this is the ankle, I should really call it ankle though. Ankle. This is actually the foot as well, so the ankle, sorry. Ankle, and these are toes. This is the foot, and this is the toe. There you go. So this is the IK ankle, this will be the IK foot, and this will be our IK toe. So the reason why I'm doing this right now, couple of things, couple of reasons. When you, I'll just show you, it's easier, right? So when you grab this one and this one as well, when we start moving this foot backwards, you can see that the feet are starting to behave like feet. So they are trying to stretch out. Same here, just go that way. Go further, you actually start seeing that it actually starts behaving like a foot. Also when you point it downwards. This is kind of what we want, right? So this, holy crap, go back, there you go. So by adding these chains here, I'll show you what happens if I delete them. I can do it again. So see, nothing happens. It doesn't behave like it should. So by adding these ones here, it actually makes a massive difference. So keep that in mind. See if they're still correct. Yes, they are. Just checking. Okay. But one of the major downsides of using this this system right here, the RP solver, is that the knee right now points at something. But I'll show you what can happen. It starts flipping. See? I go to right view for a second. The knee will flip. This is rather painful, so I'm going to show you a method for a flipless knee, to put it like that. Is everything named? Let me check. Yep, everything's still named. So, I'm going to hide my character for a second. So, for the inverse foot roll, we're going to do something very weird. We're going to add a second foot to it, and we're going to use that one. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a second joint system from here. This one here probably. Yeah, I should make it bigger. Skeleton, create joints, I think it's 0.5 to default. So right here, beneath this one here, I'm gonna click it. Next I'm gonna hold V on my keyboard so that it will snap to this one over here. Again, and then to here, and then to there. I know this is very weird. Oh, this one isn't actually snapped. So hold V again and just move it. I should do it properly. I'll just delete it again. Sorry. I'm gonna hold a V. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, makes sense. Never mind. I'm just gonna start here for a second. I'm gonna move it. Then I'm gonna move it down. It's a bit cheating. I know. Sorry. Then hold V to this one. It actually works. V, V, V. There you go. Let's see if it aligns this time. Yep, there you go. So we got the one from coming that starts here beneath the ankle, goes all the way to the toe, back to the foot, back to the ankle. It's weird, I know, but the reason why I want to have this is that you can do stuff like this, for example, that you can actually lift up your foot, or the entire foot itself, or just very simply just rotate around the ankle. Like this. If you don't do it, you can't. Let me put it that way. So, hence this method of the inverse foot roll. It's very interesting actually. So, so we're going to start naming stuff. Again, so this is the ankle. This time I'm going to call it invert ankle. You can add it to the rig as well. So invert ankle. Up here, invert toe. I think I could be wrong. Probably am though. So. Invert. Oh yeah, I did actually. Foot. No, it's not a word. Foot. This is the ankle. That's it. So I'm gonna call this invert foot roll. Like that. Okay. So how do you link all this together, right? That's the main question, right? It's actually very simple. But I'm going to show you a new window that you might have not seen before. So we can go to Windows and then Hierarchy menu. Then you get this. You get everything in, well, pretty much in your scene. It's nasty, I know. There it is, right? This is the part that we want to see. This part here. So we got the toe, the IK foot, the IK handle, and the inverts stuff. So we want to link the IK toe to the invert toe. So I'm gonna hold, or click on IK toe, and then middle mouse button. I'm gonna drag it on invert toe, like this. Same goes for the foot. So I'm gonna select it, mouse button 3, and then drag it on the invert foot, like that. Same goes for the ankle. Actually, I probably want to not invert ankle right there. Let's see if this works all right. So I'm gonna rotate this one. You can see here, it looks really good. Let's go to right view for a second, and let's see, it actually still works. Yes, I'm gonna grab this one and rotate it. Rotate the entire joint. Brilliant. One more time. This one. Oh, wrong joint probably. Yep, this one. and rotate it. See, brilliant. Same method for this one. Brilliant. See, it's not that difficult of a setup, but it's just very awkward. It's very awkward, as you could probably imagine. Okay, so next step for the foot would be is to make a controller, but we're not gonna do that right now. Actually, we might. Why not? Right? Fuck it. Let's live dangerous. I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna create a simple drop circle. I'm gonna maybe even add some more segments, because it's fun. Like 12. Gonna make it bigger, a lot bigger. Something like this maybe. Control vertex, I'm gonna make it look like a foot. Nope. Watch F9 it. That's the same. You can start making it look like a foot if you want to. You don't have to, of course, but it's just fun. Let's grab these two. Foot. Beautiful. Now, when you're making a controller like this one, always make sure that you go to modify and then freeze transformations, that everything is set to 00000. It's very important, so keep that in mind, please. So next up, I'm gonna grab my, well, it depends what you want to do really. So you can of course just grab the IK handle here, but you kind of want is that this one here is parented to this one, right? So I'm gonna grab this one here. So first the joint and then my controller, then I'm gonna hit P on my keyboard. That's it. Then I can select this one and the entire foot moves. So now the controller here actually controls the entire foot. Cool. See, not that difficult. But we still have the issue that our knee flips. Like, as you can see right there. So that's something we need to fix. It's called the solid knee technique. It's quite interesting. It's a little bit more technical than you're used to, so bear with me, sit down and keep breathing. The first thing I want to do here though is I'm going to add two attributes here to our, what I should call this actually, controller foot. Let's make a new one. Controllers. If you say with caps, it makes that it's real. I'm gonna make this one blue. There you go. So it means that you add one of these down there. That's pretty much what it does, right? So you can go to, if I'm not mistaken, modify. Then to say here add attributes, and then you can give it a name. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call this one knee twist, like this, and just hit add. Everything else, don't touch it, just hit add, right? So then it appears here in your channel box. And next I'm gonna add a knee fix. Add it, close it. Done. Easy. Second is I'm gonna select my IK ankle over here, and I'm gonna set this one to 0. Now it looks weird, I know. I'm gonna hit the X to 1, so it has at least one solid number, especially on the x-axis, because when you add something else here it gets funky and it starts doing weird stuff. So we're not gonna do that. The whole point is that these two will control the actual knee twisting here, this part here. So this part here does that for us. So how do you do that? Well, it's actually really cool, mind-blowing. So we're gonna find our node editor. If I can find it again. Node editor. I just had it, and now I can find it probably. Node, oh, there it is. I'm so stupid. So I'm gonna select my controller and my ankle, right? So you have these two, and then you could just say here, you can add them. Let's do it like this. So we got the foot here, and the foot shape, this one here. right? Actually don't need it. Where's my IK? There it is. Much better. Let's see what this one does actually. Oh, that's even better. Brilliant. Okay. So IK handle and the foot. The control foot has the attributes, and with those attributes we want to control the IK ankle. So I'm going to place him here, like that, right? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do something really weird. I'm going to go to my rendering editors and I'm going to go to hypershade, I should say, like that. And I'm going to go to my utilities here, and then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for the plus minus average, and then again with mouse 3, middle mouse button, I'm going to drag it in this window right here. So then you get these 3 nodes right now. So the foot, the plus minus average, which is just a math operator, nothing more, and the IK ankle. That's it. Nothing really fancy yet, but this is something new that you might have not seen before. So when you right click, you get a lot of stuff. Let's just do this. Left click on this circle over here, which is the output. So this is the input, this is the output. Then I'm going to grab my knee fix. I'm just going to drag it into the input of the plus minus average. Input 1, 1D, 0. Done. One more time, the knee twist. Same here. Input 1, in this case 1. There you go. The output of 1D, where you put both the knee fix and knee twist in. I'm going to go to the output and then plot here and then go to the twist, like this. Then you get one more here, which is fine. It's the unit conversion. It's perfect. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to set my knee fix to 90 degrees. There you go. So it's now pointing forward again. Perfect. Let's save for a second. So now when I have the knee twist, and when I hold Control and I use the mouse 3 in the viewport, and hold Control, you can actually start scrolling around, and it actually starts moving for you. Let's set it to 0. Right. So let's check out this plus minus average, this one here. Let's go to the output editor here. You can see here that when I when I scroll to the right, the knee goes to the left. It's been annoying, so we're going to change it. So I'm going to grab the plus average here from my node editor, attribute editor, and instead of sum, so which is adding up, I'm going to go to subtract. So right now when I go to the right, my knee goes to the right. Brilliant, right? Now let's check it out, see if it paid off. Let's hit save for a second. And now the knee doesn't flip anymore, as you can see. So this is the solid knee technique. It's really nice actually. And the knee and the leg behaves like a leg. 0. Done. So how do you get this to the other side? It's not that difficult actually. So again, I'm going to go to my hierarchy. I'm going to grab the control foot. Let's see what else is in here. Upper leg. So these two, we need these two. So the upper leg. These are my joints, and these are my controls and IK handles, etc. So I'm going to grab this one and then select. And I'm just going to make it turn it into a group. So group 1. Let's call this leg. Right. Now you can move the entire group. Right, perfect. Then I'm going to go to my edit and then hit duplicate special. Let's reset everything. So I'm going to say copy and I'm going to hit duplicate input graph. Like this. Then just hit apply. And now we have 2 legs. The problem is though, as you can see, it's flipped. So I'm going to set the scale x minus 1 like this. Not perfect, but it's a cheeky method. There you go. Let's grab our character again, and it still aligns perfectly. So, and this will still work. There you go. Let's grab the group leg 1 by pointing up the arrow up. You can actually change the prefix if I can find it again. It shouldn't be that difficult, but now I can't find it anymore. Oh, prefix, there it is. So by editing, oh sorry again, by go to modify and then oh there it is, prefix hierarchy names, you can add a prefix to every single object in that hierarchy. So in this case I'm gonna add, well this is the right leg, so I'm gonna hit R underscore, just hit OK. Now everything in that group has the R. Same thing here, so again modify, prefix, in this case I'm gonna use L. Now everything has an L for it. Easy, right? Not that difficult. So next time we're gonna do the arms. I'm probably gonna do the forearm twist method and the spine as well. So this should be a little more interesting. So I hope that you had fun, and we'll see each other again. Ciao.